Start. I really enjoyed this game. I expected us to win. I expected it to be a blowout. It looks as if it wasn't a blowout, but the Spurs had control of this one the entire time, right? Like, really. Like, the Sacramento Kings went on some little runs here and there, but it was nothing that I pointed to, like, the coaching staff, or I pointed to the players and said, oh, you're really screwing this up. That was not the case whatsoever. It literally was just an NBA game, right? You're not going to keep a lead for too long. Spurs had a big lead on a multitude of times, and the Kings just made little runs here and there. Nothing crazy, nothing to get too upset about, but I really did enjoy this one. In particular, Jeremy Sochan, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Before we do, you guys know what we got to do. You know what we got to do. Big shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Obviously, use code CLAN. You get 100% match up to $100. I'm looking at my cat. She wants to jump up here so bad. Hold on. Maybe if I maneuver my body like this, then she can't do it. But yeah, if you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check that out. But if you don't want to do that section at all, there's that section right there. You can also just do the social media section, in which you go to NBA here, and then you can see updates as far as injury reports, updates as far as highlights, stats, all that good stuff. So go check out Sleeper. Link in the description. Support the sponsor. You support the channel. So yeah, good stuff, man. All right, let's go in. Let's dive into it. Hold on. There we go. All right, so first and foremost, we were pretty great. So Wemby is missing in action. I saw a few people asking that question, like, where was Wemby? Totally fine. He was questionable since yesterday. So it's not a big deal whatsoever. So they didn't rule him out until right before the game. But more than likely, they just wanted to be cautious. He just has someone said a calf strain. I don't think it's a strain. I think it's a calf, like, tightness or something. He probably got a cramp, and they were just like, oh, we're not playing you today. It's against the Kings. Take a break. That's probably all that happened. So he didn't play. Now, the Castle thing, I have no idea what happened with the hip. It wasn't dramatic, so you're probably looking on the injury report from Sleeper, looking on the injury report, and you're like, what the heck? Like, why didn't he finish the game? There was no dramatic scene in which they had to carry him off, or you could see him being visibly hurt or anything like that. Probably just tweak something. And same thing with Wemby. They were just like, yeah, just sit out. It's the Kings. Like, it really just came down to that. It wasn't that big a deal. You're not going to be seeing the Kings in the playoffs. You're going to win this game, even if you're missing maybe even 3 more players. You would have still won this game. So it's not 3 more. That's disrespectful. 2 more players, you probably still would have won this game. So it is what it is. But overall, I thought it was a good win, good team win. I thought that they played very well together. One thing that had me scratching my head. Okay, she really wants to come up here. Come on. See, now that I'm looking at her, she don't want to jump up here. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it when I'm looking away from her. Just watch. So one thing that I noticed, and I don't know why it took a game like this to do it, is that Mitch Johnson went deeper in his bag. He played more players. It felt like we played 4 more players when Wemby was out. I don't understand. I don't know why we have to do that. Is it that these 4 players make up for one Wemby because he's like 8 feet tall? I have no idea. But I don't know why we go into our bag. Maybe it's because of the Kings, but I don't know why we go into our bag, in this situation when we're not having Wemby. And also, I noticed a few more plays being called as well. So wasn't beautiful basketball or nothing like that. They're not at that point, but I mean they called more plays, so don't really know what was going on there. But overall, pretty decent stuff, pretty good stuff. So one thing that I noticed, and you probably saw on Twitter, I was going crazy. There she is. Yep, I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that. Knew you were gonna do that. Yeah. Anyways, so one thing that I noticed was Jeremy Sochan went the freak off. Not really. So he went 4 for 5, and in the first half, he was absolutely great. He was wonderful in all facets of the game. As far as off ball, he was doing a lot of subtle things. Like, for instance, he gave an off-ball screen that gave Olynyk an open 3. And we just went on a massive run when he got in the game, basically. Like, he hit a 3 himself. He ended up getting an offensive rebound, passed it out for 3. Like he was doing great, played good defense. Just overall, Sochan was awesome. But most importantly, the thing that I really care about, it wasn't even necessarily his performance. It was the amount of minutes that he got. He got 22 minutes. That's good because at the end of the day, we're going to need him, and he needs to get in a rhythm. He has not been in a rhythm this season. So, really cool. Glazed. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. I'm not glazing. I'm being transparent. The first half, he was really great. I thought he was really great. Second half, he started making some mistakes here and there, which, I mean, he hasn't played, so that's fine. And then Mitch pulled him out, but I agreed when he pulled him out. I think he pulled him out after the and 1-3 foul on Levine, where he got like way too close to Levine. I don't know what he was thinking right there. Yeah, I don't know why he was up on him like that, or at least show your hands. Like, that was pretty bad. But overall, he was really great. And one thing that really stood out is the three-point shooting. So we can no longer say that he's not a three-point shooter. Dude, I thought Keldon hit a 3. I was about to leave Keldon alone because I was like, he hit a 3. He didn't even hit the 3. Was his foot on the line? You guys didn't watch the game. I guess his foot was on the line. I thought that was a 3. Oh, crap. Guys, Keldon Johnson has not made a 3. How many games now? 6? It might have been like 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hasn't hit a 3 in 7 games. Yeah, 6, 7. Yeah, like 6. Like hold on. I'm freezing. I'm trying to do the 6, 7 with you, Mikasa. Do the 6, 7 with your paws. Do the 6, 7. Show him the 6, 7. Show him. She's shy. She doesn't want to do it. She's a millennial. She's not Gen Z. It's all right. I don't know why you look so scared. Why are you so scared? No, it was a 2. Oh, I guess his foot was on the line. It was called a long 2. Wow. All right. Well, I guess I should continue to say that Keldon Johnson has been pretty bad behind the arc. I would even say that Sochan is a better three-point shooter than Keldon, which, not that shocked by saying that because I know that Sochan was going to improve his shooting, but still a crazy statement nonetheless. So there's that. Dang. Well, that really sucks. So yeah, guys, Keldon is very cold from 3. Really cold from 3. Yeah, but overall he did well this game. 7 for 11. He was hustling, 12 rebounds. Like he was giving us. I think he gave us some second chance. Let me make sure. I think he gave us some second chance. I remember a couple offensive rebounds. Am I misremembering? Yeah, 2. Cool. Yeah, gave us 2 offensive rebounds. He did his thing. Let's see. Anything else that stood out with this one? De'Aaron Fox looked more comfortable, so that's good. Almost hit 30 points. That's good. Anything that was negative from this game, honestly, it really wasn't much negative from this. The positives I take away from it is Sochan got his minutes. They actually managed to find a way to implement Olynyk. I don't quite understand how Olynyk, Sochan, Carter Bryant, Biyombo didn't really play, did he? Play 2 minutes? He didn't play at all, really. But these guys get more minutes just because Wemby's out. I guess you just have to. I don't know. She's named Mikasa. You're an Attack on Titan fan? Of course I'm an Attack on Titan fan. Yeah, that's why I named her that. Now she's drinking her water. Yeah. Honestly, I don't mean to be boring, guys, but I don't really have anything to say. I think a lot of people expect me to go on here and just like make fun of you for Sochan being great, but like I'm not really in the mood to do that. Is he great? Yeah. Were you wrong? Yeah. But we already knew you were wrong. And another thing too, I will say this, I'll rant about this if I say anything about Sochan. I hate the narrative with the 3-point shooting. Because yes, this is very valuable. This brings him over the top. He was already a good player, but I think this brings him over the top as being like an ultimate. This continues being an ultimate Wemby sidekick. But it really bothers me when people bring up, well, it's all about the shooting. He can't shoot threes. But then you take somebody like Keldon Johnson and like, it doesn't matter. Like, no one cares. No one cares. And I think it's because of how players make you feel. Keldon Johnson gives you a lot of big plays, like a lot of like monstrous dunks, a lot of yelling, a lot of energy, and you can physically see it because he has his emotions on his sleeve. Whereas with Jeremy Sochan, he's a little bit more chill, doesn't show it as much, a little bit more subtle. His game is a little more difficult to pick up on how he's affecting the game and how he's making an impact. So, yeah, it really frustrates me because a lot of guys just kind of get a pass. Like, Castle gets a pass for bad shooting. No one ever talks about Castle shooting at all. I might look foolish here, but I think he's pretty awful from... Yeah, in the month of November, he's 14%, 14.8%. And it's not like he's not shooting. He's shooting. He's 14.8%. For the season, he's got to be in the 20s. He's 22% or 23% from three. So he's horrible as far as shooting outside shots. But no one says anything. And I'm not one that says like I don't go out here and be like Castle's trash because he can't shoot a three. And I don't say Keldon's trash because he can't shoot a three. It's more of what the other things that they're bringing. I feel like Keldon, you got to be kind of careful when you use him because if it's more of a defensive-minded game, then you can't really have him in the game if he's not knocking stuff down. And then with Castle, I mean, he can do quite a bit. I just don't like him running primary point guard. But anyways, that's besides the point. All I'm saying is I'm not one that focuses in on three-point shooting. I think that's very lazy, and I think guys, with basketball, there's so much to it rather than just shooting threes. You know what I mean? I've been very critical of Castle shooting and turnovers. I have seen people being critical of the turnovers. I'm just talking like as a whole. I don't see too many people bring up the shooting at all. Yeah, they hyper fixate on the rookie of the year, which is a big deal. But that was also a really bad draft. But Castle was my favorite player in that draft. So. Hold on. He was selfless playing the point guard season just for the Spurs to hate him. It's disgusting. Oh, you talking about Sochan? Yeah. And not to mention like his whole career thus far, other than his first year in the league, which I mean we had a horrible team. He's been asked to run point guard and then he's been asked to run center. Like this is the first time we're actually seeing him in his position. And shout out to Mitch Johnson because in this game he didn't put Sochan at center, and I feel like he would have done that like just a few days ago. He didn't do it. He actually ran Sochan with Olynyk. But I'm glad that Olynyk got his minutes because good God almighty, man. He should get his minutes. Like, how can you not utilize Olynyk at all? You know? You should be able to use him a little bit. And we're so early into the season, you don't want to be honed in on just a few guys because you're going to wear them out. Like, you need to expand who gets out there on the court. Once you get to the playoffs, then maybe you can hone in a little bit more, right? But like early on, that's what drove us into the ground last season, is that we just kept playing like 7 guys over and over and over and over and over. So it was really nice in this one for people to get substantial minutes. I mean, the minute spread was really nice overall. Carter Bryant getting 7 was great. Still not ready, and if they're not going to play him in the future, I would much rather him just go to the G League so he can get some reps. Like, he desperately needs reps. Like, it's so obvious on the offense that he needs more reps. But, yeah. Olynyk was great in my opinion. Olynyk's good. You know, Olynyk's good. And one issue that the Spurs are having is stagnation when it comes to, like, passing the rock and off-ball movement and everything. I thought Olynyk did pretty well. It's kind of part of the reason why I miss Mamu just a little bit. I'm nervous of Devin's shooting consistency in the playoffs. Devin Vassell. I would focus more on how are we getting as long as De'Aaron Fox and Wemby are getting theirs, and the coaching staff can manage to make it easier for Wemby to get the ball and get him to his spots and everything, you might not have to worry about Devin Vassell at all. Like, he's already going to be like a fourth option on this team. And even if he has a few inconsistent stretches in the playoffs, it might not matter. So I would definitely just focus in on how comfortable does De'Aaron Fox and Wemby look. Fox didn't look that comfortable this game. He had 2 turnovers. It felt like he had 4. Like, I guess it was just some of the really bad shot selection. But he's shooting threes, and that's good. People were afraid of that. But if you look at the stats before his injury, he had really good 3-point percentage. But yeah, as long as De'Aaron Fox and Wemby are running the show effectively, then you might not have to worry. Like, Devin Vassell will get his. He can be inconsistent, and that's fine. We have other players as well. Now that Sochan developed a 3-point shot, I don't think he'll be hitting and shooting on anybody in their face or nothing like that. But teams are going to have to pick their poison, and they're going to leave Sochan open, right? Because he has a reputation of not being able to shoot. So they're going to leave him open for this season. I don't think that's going to change at all this season. But yeah. Can someone tell me Castle will be all right, please? Castle will be okay. He tweaked his hip, but I think the good news is that we literally didn't see it. Like, it wasn't like he was limping off the court or like it was a hard fall or anything crazy like that. It might have literally just been like him saying, hey, my hip hurts a little bit. And they're like, oh, we see a bruise. Yeah, you're sitting out. It wasn't anything dramatic, so he should be fine. As far as will he be back next game, knowing the Spurs, probably not. But I expect Wemby to be back, possibly. Let's see. See what we got next. We got the Grizzlies. This is a televised game. That's embarrassing because the Grizzlies suck. Yeah, you got to play Wemby against the Grizzlies. You got to play Wemby. That's excuse me. That's a division game. Are they playing right now? No, they're not playing right now. That's on Tuesday. Good stuff. Ja comes to play Wemby. Ja has been absolutely horrible. I can't speak English. English not good. Let's see. Yeah, Ja sucked. Dude, Jaren Jackson Jr. went 6 for 23 last game, dog. Holy, that's awful. Oh my God. He only got I was like, how did he get 26 points? Because he went to the line 50 times. Oh my God. John Morant has 7 points. He attempted 2 shots. Was he in the game? Oh, 6 minutes. He got hurt. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, how the heck that happened? All right, he got hurt. But he hasn't been great. I don't know if he'll be back next game. Yeah, Grizzlies suck, y'all. We should destroy the Grizzlies. We should be able to destroy the Grizzlies. Yep, they're fried chicken. They're going to be fried chicken. Anyways. My cat just jumped on my bed. You guys can see her, can you? Can you see her? Oh, wait, hold on. You want to go to sleep? Hey, Mixa, you want to go to sleep? She's making biscuits. Fired the coach because they're burning it all down. Don't quite understand what happened there. I need a shave. Oh my God. Don't know what's happening there. Anyways, that's all I had to say about this game. We can move on. We should move on.